Okay, what's up guys? Now, I wanted to make this video in support of all of the kids around the world. You know, college kids, high school kids, middle school kids, you know, those that are on the same boat with me and things on this feeling. But the feeling I'm feeling is that I hate school. I hated school so much, man. It got to the point where it's like I no longer wanted to go to school. I didn't want to go no more. I was just so like, not like drop out. I just did not want to go to school. I hated school. I hated waking up for school. I hated just the whole process of school. The only thing that I liked about school was seeing my friends. But teachers, the classrooms, I mean, there were some good teachers, I'll admit that. But most of the time, I did not like school. I hated school with like a strong passion and stuff, and it was like, I don't even know, like I've never really felt like hate for something and stuff, but I'm like, for school, for like, and it was high school mostly. It was high school. Middle school, like, nah, it was like, it was okay. Elementary, it was okay, but high school was when it was like, I hated it so much. I did not want to, like, I did not ever want to go back to high school again. I actually considered switching schools because I was like, this high school I went to Thomas Jefferson High School. And honestly, man, it is the most, like,
I didn't even know
words can't even describe this school, pretty much. I'm just going to sum it up as that. Words can't even describe this school, alright? They said they had like an award thing saying back in 2010 they won the award for best school in the city and stuff. And I would say right now, that it was not the best school. I would say that, like, right now, that it wasn't, because I didn't later on get to the school maybe like 2011. But what do they want me to do? Complete the sequence, destroy it. Okay, I was about to say like they just not popping up anything, but it was like, because I didn't start. I went to high school in 2011. I mean, normal time for anybody born in '96, I guess. But anyways, so yeah, I went to school in why was I getting ready to say 97? That's weird. But I went to school in 2011. And then graduated in 2014, got the diploma to prove it. But I did all that, but throughout that whole time, I hated it so much. Like, it got to the point where it was, you know, like I said, I didn't want to show up no more. But so no, anyways, I'm gonna just start off by talking about the teachers and stuff. So it was the teachers. There are some teachers there that I really didn't care for. Like, there was one time I remember I was in the AT&T store getting a new phone, and I thought I had seen one of my old teachers, but it wasn't. It was just some random old lady, and I was about to ask my mom for the car keys so I could go sit in the car and just not come across this teacher, because I'm like, I don't want to see her. I don't want to be bothered with her and things. So it's just like, it got that bad. It got that bad, honestly. And I'm like, I should never ever feel that way about a person, to the point where I don't even want to be in their presence. But it was like that. And so, yeah, she was like, cause no, that teacher, I'm gonna say her name, but that teacher, so there was a day, cause she always, for some reason, she had like a weird fetish of calling my mom. Seemed like that was like her regular thing to do, was to call my mom. So anyways, there was a day she said she was gonna call my mom. I told her, I'm like, listen, my mom's not having all of that. Stop calling her. She doesn't even want you to call her anymore. She's tired of all of that and stuff. So no. So she goes, she says she's not gonna call my mom, right? She says that. Those were her words, right? So she goes and she sends me to the office to pick up some papers, right? I come back. I had the most realest friends in that classroom. The one girl told me, then there was a few other guys in the class. They was just like, oh yeah, she called your mom. And I'm like, wait a minute, what? It was like, she called your mom. She called your mom and said, it was like, you're messing up in your classes and stuff. So I go and I confronted the teacher, because I'm like, listen, you just said you wasn't going to call my mom. What happened with those words? Like, did you forget that quick or something? Like, I told you, My mom doesn't like getting these phone calls. It's like, it's bad enough. You know, my mom, she's just like, she's working all day and things, like she's tired. She ain't trying to be dealing with all of that and stuff. So it's like, chill with the calling my mom and things. I'm like, there's other kids at this school, call their mom. It's like, they're messing up more than I am. There's kids. See, let me just tell you this, right? So when I was a senior, I don't know how it is on getting credits now, but when I was a senior, right, we were supposed to get like 26 credits. This kid was a senior and only had 11 credits. How come nobody didn't call his mom? Okay, there was this one girl I remember in freshman year. She failed all her classes. I'm like, nobody called her mom, you know? I'm thinking in my head, why is it like every time you're calling my mom? What's up with that? Like, you got like a weird fetish of calling people's moms, man. So then there was times, because no, everybody in that classroom I was friends with, I was cool with, you know, we chill, all of that. Like, I've known these people for a few years and stuff. So anyways, she didn't want me, because I was a TA for that classroom. And she was like, you know, she didn't want me to communicate with any other kids. So this was her thing, right? She wanted me to not talk to the kids. And so I was just all like, okay, so what do you mean by that? Like, what do you mean by not talking to the kids? Like, do you want me to
we need to go very fast.
I'm like, do you want me to just like tell them that? So no, this was her thing. She wanted me to ignore them. So when they walked up, pretty much this is what she was saying. Like, when they walked up to me, don't do anything. Don't say nothing to them. Don't do anything. And I'm like, okay, that's not going to work. I'm like, I've known these people for some time, and I'm like, that's just not going to work. I'm sorry, but it's not going down like that. I'm like, I'm not going to ignore my friends if they're trying to talk to me and stuff. So if you think that's what's going to happen, I'm sorry, but it's not and stuff. And so she threatened to switch me classes. I'm like, well, then that's what you're gonna have to do. I told her that. I'm like, that's what you're just gonna have to do, because I'm like, I'm not going to go and just ignore my friends, and they're clearly trying to have a conversation with me. I'm like, that's your fault that they're not listening to you. You as a teacher, okay, you should have control over your students. You shouldn't get mad at me because you don't have control over your students. If they'd rather sit down and talk with me, that shows how much you're teaching them. Because one would think they're supposed to be listening to you, and it's like, come on now. Like, you can't blame me for your problems. That's your fault. So go ahead, get mad, but I'm like, no. I'm like, that's on you, bruh. Like, you can't. Don't get mad at me for that. Like, I ain't gonna take responsibilities for that. Anything else, but not that. So, anyways, so yeah, she threatened to switch me out the class. I'm like, no, it ain't. I'm like, go ahead, but it's like, I'm still gonna be talking with these guys at the end of the day. She tried to sit me on the other side of the classroom and stuff. Then no. I'm going to tell you guys this one last thing about that class, and I'm going to end the video. So there was a day where she had a substitute, right? She had a substitute teacher. And when I say that she had attitude, let me just drink some water real fast because my throat's all messed up. I'm sick, if you guys didn't know. But, oh, that feels better. But, when I say that this substitute had attitude, she had some, like, legitimate attitude. Like, she was just downright, she did not want to be there. Like, I'm like, what kind of substitute teacher are you, man? So, no, anyways, so the kids are messing up. She's sitting there with her bright red jacket. She's, like, just, like, I don't know. Like, she's pretty much, like, getting smart with the kids in a way. Like, she's, like, talking to them, I don't know, like, just down talking them. How would I put that? How would I put that? Like, I had a C in English for those kids that had an A. Like, would you call like a person talking down to another person? Because whatever you call that, that's what she was doing to those kids and stuff. So anyways, so she's like talking down to them pretty much. They all just like they kids, they don't care. But so anyways, she goes and she's, I'm laughing about this situation, right? I'm laughing about this situation. And then she gonna go. She looks over at me.
Token as a sign of our respect.
She was just like, "Aren't you a TA?"
Powerful.
And I'm thinking, or she was just like, because she was like, "You're supposed to be setting an example." I'm like, "Aren't you a substitute teacher? Because you're supposed to be setting an example too. Like, don't get mad at me for your problems, lady. That's on you." So then she walked out the classroom. She was looking for the other teacher. By the time they came back, the bell rang, and I was gone. I'm like, no, I ain't going to sit there and listen. This substitute teacher, she's over here talking down to people. I'm like, she ain't going to talk down to me. She's talking to the wrong one. I'm like, I'm sorry, but I'm like, I ain't going for that. So she could, like, I don't know what you want me to say. I'm like, if she wants an apology, I'm like, I'm definitely not giving her no apology. I don't know, like, I was a bad student. I'm gonna say that right now. Like, I think I was just at the wrong school. I was a bad student, didn't listen, got calls home, and so on. So, but you know, hey, I'm glad I graduated. Like, I'm just going to say this right now. I should make a video talking about my graduation. I think I should just make this into a series about how much I hated school and stuff, and just talk about all my memories with school and things. And hopefully it helps out some of my younger viewers that are still in school and stuff. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is going to be a series where I just do talk about, like, why I hated school and stuff. And so on. So anyways, stay tuned for some more videos, and I will talk to you guys later. Thank you for watching, and peace.